Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we're doing a special edition of our Spotlight on the Community show at the San Diego County Sheriff's headquarters. We are thrilled to have on the air with us right now Tyler Muzic. He's the Unmanned Aircraft Systems, better known as UAS coordinator. How you doing there, Tyler?
I'm doing well, thank you.
How long have you been with the Sheriff's Department?
About 12 years now.
12 years, and how much with this different department or division the whole time with UAS?
No, 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
What got you into unmanned aircraft systems?
That's a funny story.
We got plenty of time.
I mean, it's a short story, but anyway, I had a supervisor when I was working patrol, and basically he kind of knew that I was kind of a gamer or a PC kind of guy, IT-ish, and he's asked me, he's like, "Hey, have you ever flown a drone before?" I was like, "Actually, no, I haven't." He's like, "Well, you wanna fly?" He's like, "Want to kind of be part of the team?" Oh yeah, let's go check it out. And I did, and I loved it ever since.
Right. So how does being a gamer help with being a drone pilot, so to speak?
It's more like the hand-eye coordination type part.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And drones have been. Division was formed 7 years ago, or how many years ago?
So they had a pilot program that was started in 2015-ish, late 2015.
Okay.
And then the department launched its first law enforcement mission with a drone in late 2016. And then I joined in about 2017.
So when it was initially used, was it just to do, to support, Astria or do things like that? And I know you work closely with Astria, correct?
Yeah, we work in the same building. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But what do the drones do, that support that or support other stuff you do at the Sheriff's Department?
I think the drones just provide relief sometimes to Astria.
Right.
Basically they're busy.
Right, yeah, right.
And they can't be everywhere.
Right.
So drones just kind of help relieve their duties in some ways, but there's some ways that obviously drones cannot.
Right.
But initially, it just pretty much started as search and rescue missions and in support of our SWAT operations. That's how it first started.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of developed on, like, what else can we use drones for? Photography is like homicide investigations, traffic investigations. It developed, we can use this for more than just one purpose in support of law enforcement operations only.
How many drones do you folks deploy or have, I should say?
Well, in total,
yeah.
on our inventory, about 72.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And are they all used every day? Depends?
So a lot of them are just kind of obsolete technology now.
Gotcha.
So I would say roughly about 45-ish is what we have operational. And with that, we have 54 pilots that can at least utilize them in some degree.
Right, and will those pilots be doing that pretty much that's their full-time job? That's what they do every day for 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever it is?
No, it's UAS for us is operated as a collateral duty.
Okay.
So they have their full-time duties, their assignments and stuff like that. But as a collateral assignment, they can have the ability to use a drone.
Right, exactly. So give me an example how they would use a drone. Well, what type of activity? SWAT activity you were saying, or is it?
SWAT activity, but currently most of our drones are in patrol cars.
Okay.
So most of our flights and missions are in a patrol-led drone first response type of thing. Patrol-led DFR is what I would call it.
Right.
So we have patrol deputies that are equipped with a drone, and their main duty is patrol.
Right.
answering calls for service and,
Right.
and stuff like that. Well, if they respond to a radio call that needs immediate air support, and let's just say Astria is somewhere else doing what they need to do, a drone's a good solution, and they can deploy a drone right then and there.
Right. So then they'll get the pictures or whatever video from the drone and be able then to talk to somebody on the ground and say, go over to this place.
Yes.
This is what's happening right now.
Other units
Right.
exactly.
Exactly. Boy, that must be something that has really helped immensely with the shift.
It has. There's many times where they can find people at risk, and it's nice to have them deploy a drone sooner rather than later, because the sooner that they put the drone in the air, that time frame of getting that air support sometimes can,
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's an incident out there, there's a gang fight or there's fights or there's some nefarious action happening at God knows what time on this, and they're getting a message, hey, it's at 9th and B Street or whatever. Can that drone get there? How fast? Obviously, it depends on where they're being launched from, of course, right? Pretty quickly, I imagine. No.
Yeah, pretty quickly. I mean, you need a deputy that can respond to the location first and get within range of whatever that
Incident is.
Yeah, and then launch a drone. So I guess I can't accurately give you a time frame on that.
Yeah. Right.
But it would be generally like when our general response would be, that type of.
Right. So we know Astria can actually have PA announcements like stop what you're doing right now or go over here X, Y, and Z. Drones don't do that or can't do that, or will they have the ability to do that? Can there be a command coming from the drone?
Yes.
Really?
They have PA systems, small PA systems
Interesting.
on drones that you can actually give announcements for. And
So,
stuff like that.
right,
Would it be as loud? No, it's not going to be as loud.
Right, but you could sit, depending on where it's flying, you can sit there and say, quit this action because there will be a squad car over here in 5 seconds?
Yes, yeah.
Wow, that's
I
interesting.
mean, if it was there before
Yeah.
the deputies arrived, yes.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Interesting. So do they use PA announcements on drones quite a bit, or it just depends?
Just depends on the situation and what the mission set is. I think we only have one drone that has the ability for a PA.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't say we don't use it most of the time.
Right. So with it, obviously, it's growing. How many different sheriff departments use drones like you do? Probably every single one, and that it just been getting more popular. Unmanned air systems.
I mean, I couldn't tell you how many departments are actually utilizing a UAS program.
Yeah.
But I do have to say that we are probably one of the largest UAS fleets in the United States.
I gotta imagine that's just something that's just going to explode. Correct. Moving forward, yes.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's. I love the technology. I love the future of where it's going.
Right.
Beyond visual line of sight flying is not too far away, I'm hoping, and what that kind of does for all unmanned aircraft systems, like what that's going to do, and then the private sector and just in the whole industry, and how that's going to just expand it. I'm excited for it.
So how much, I remember, I think I was talking to you before we went on air, Tyler, that one of the work that we do at Cloudcast Media is with a group called San Diego Military Advisory Council. And one of the guys that I worked with, a retired colonel that was heavily involved in, some of the unmanned air systems that they're usually deploying very well out of battleships and all that business. But he was talking about other areas with it. And, the FAA has been sitting on this for quite a while. How much do you work with the FAA to make sure that, these drones are not flying into, different air systems and all that business? Or that's not an issue?
Well, we fly what is called under a certificate of waiver or authority, a COA.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to basically apply by it every 2 years to get authorization to fly within the county within certain rules. So if you're going to say, like, how often do I talk to them? I talk to them on a monthly basis because part of that COA is that we have to report our flights to them monthly.
Right. But no flight plans, right?
It depends. Because if there's certain areas that you're like, if I need to fly in an airspace where basically our code does not allow us to, or Part 107 rules do not allow us to, there's a system called a special government interest that I would have to call the FAA and get clearance to fly.
Like Miramar?
Like Miramar. Right. Anything like, a base or...
Oceanside,
or
Camp Pendleton or something, right?
Right. You got to get special permission to fly there.
Right.
Even in some spaces that are like near San Diego International Airport.
Right.
Like you need to get special clearance. And sometimes that special government interest is the only way to get that clearance.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
Right, exactly. We're chatting with Tyler Muzic. He's the Unmanned Air Systems Coordinator for the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 18th year, I should say, working with Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things for people living in San Diego County. So, with the drones, you mentioned earlier that you have 72 of them, but maybe 20, 30 of them are a little bit old technology. Does that mean they're sunsetted forever or can new technology be added to the older drones?
There's pretty much kind of obsolete at this point.
Right.
It's kind of like trying to take a old computer and I mean, there's some upgrades you can do to it, but you're still limited to.
Right. Just get a new computer.
Yeah, just get a new computer.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing.
How much is the technology changing with the drones?
It's pretty rapid. There's new things that come out, especially with AI. It seems like you buy a platform and a year later there's something a little bit better about it.
Right.
So it's hard to stay on top, but I believe the sheriff's office really takes it to the heart to be in support of like our technology.
Right.
I think that we have one of the top fleets in the United States.
Yeah, you were saying that. Now, do drones need to be maintained? I mean, is there some maintenance with them, or they just fly and that's it? Do they come in and you got to check them out and make sure they can still be accurate?
Yeah. So there's always manufacturer guidelines on like when they say, maintenance protocols.
Right.
So every drone is a little different, but as part of like our procedures, there's pre-flight checklists and post-flight checklists. Make sure there's no damage on the props. There's nothing that's going to make it not fly.
Right.
Or airworthy is what we call it. So if there is something, then obviously that needs to be replaced or it's grounded until it is airworthy.
Right.
So when you say maintenance, yes, maintenance is a requirement. But it's not like to the extent of like I need to get a mechanic out, and
Right. But are you in charge of that? Does that fall under your area?
Yes.
So everything with all the drones and in that aspect of it. And so, what are the sizes? What are they? Are they from like 1 foot to like 500 feet? What's your biggest drone?
Our largest drone. Well, all the drones that we operate is going to be under 107, so it's going to be under 55 pounds.
Okay.
So our largest drone, if I were to give you a size, then I'm going to say probably 2 feet by 2 feet.
Okay.
It's big, but not massive.
Right. Would you go? Is there a benefit of having bigger drones? They cover a wider area, or not necessarily?
Sometimes, I guess it depends on the mission. There's fixed wings drones out there. There's quadcopters. There's different types of stuff. So it depends on, what it is your mission is, and it's kind of hard to answer your question on
yeah. Well,
the benefits of a bigger drone versus a smaller drone.
Yeah.
Depends on what your mission is.
So what's the most popular mission for a drone? What the drones are used mostly for what?
Patrol.
Okay.
Patrol support.
Okay.
So something that fits in a car.
Okay.
That has thermal to see at night.
Okay.
That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Forward-looking infrared. And something that's going to last longer than 10 minutes. You probably want something that has about a 30-minute flight time. And that's what I would say is probably the most ideal type of platform.
Right. So you are drones deployed throughout the whole county then, pretty much?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there certain areas or certain hot spots where they're used more than others, or not necessarily?
Yeah, there's just like, throughout the county, there's different areas that we use drones more often just based on calls for service, that volume.
Right. You were talking about training. Is it easy to be trained on a drone, or you have to have some background on this? Obviously, you're a gamer and you know how to do some of this stuff, right?
Right. Well, with the department, our sheriff's office, we have a drone course, our UAS course, academy. It's about 4 days, 3-4 days, depending on, if you want to do tactical operations or not. So to start, you'd have to get your 107 license, and then you can go through the academy, which is about 40 hours of training.
4 days, okay. And you think the future of this is just massive? It's unlimited, correct?
Yeah, I do. I think that's going to be the future of UAS,
Right, and you'd love to run that, right?
Love it.
I think that's terrific. Do you ever see that working with other divisions within? Obviously, you work with patrol quite a bit. You see it working in other divisions as well, with sheriffs?
Yeah, we have it in search and rescue. We have it, with our SWAT unit. We support homicide, major crimes. It's deployed for numerous law enforcement operations.
So, what type of policies and procedures do you have with using the drones? Is it very specific that you can use drones for this, but you can't use it for that?
Yes. We only use it for law enforcement operations or in support of law enforcement operations.
Okay.
We don't do any acts of random surveillance or anything like that.
Okay, right. Any reason you wouldn't use them for surveillance?
Well, privacy is one of our main concerns.
But you do surveillance when you're on the ground, do you not? With your patrol cars, no? Isn't there some type of surveillance that the Sheriff's Department does?
I guess it would depend on what
you're checking out something.
What unit you're in.
Right. Okay. Right. And so with that, okay, that's interesting. So are you still doing gaming work? You still a gamer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Do you coach any teams at all? Do you work with any high schools?
No high schools.
Okay. You just do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're thinking of dipping our toe in the gaming business on Cloudcast Media.
Oh, okay.
So we may call you on that for some for some help. Obviously, gaming is big in the schools these days. There are a lot of club sport teams.
Yeah.
Not quite a CIF sport yet in this area. So obviously you're geeked up about unmanned air systems. Why is this such a great career to get into? Why would you just encourage somebody who has any interest in this? This is important, and keep an eye on it because it's just going to grow.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Because it's going to grow.
Right.
It's going to get bigger. It's going to get better.
Right.
And something that you can be a part of that is the future of
Law enforcement.
In any sector.
Yeah. Right. But especially in law enforcement. Do you work closely with other agencies like the San Diego Police Department or Chula Vista Police Department?
Yeah, we all stay in touch.
And how are they in their unmanned air systems business?
They're all great. I think they're all the agencies within the county have kind of adopted UAS and are using it daily. I think it's just going to grow.
Yeah. So are there any challenges in this? Or is the only challenge budget to make sure that you can buy more of them and so forth? Or is technology a challenge?
I think technology is a challenge, but also getting clearance to fly, certain things. Like with the FAA and beyond visual line of sight flying, just to meeting the criteria of see and avoid, it is a challenge, but it's exciting because the FAA with manned aircraft, that see and avoid, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but
no.
all that is the rule of see and avoid is so that way you can yield to a aircraft that's experiencing an emergency type situation. They have the right of way in the air. And so when you have a manned aircraft, you can obviously, if you see it, you can avoid it. With drones or UAS, you're unmanned, so you necessarily can't. So what technology is out there that can suffice that rule? That's kind of a hurdle. And beyond visual line of sight flying is going to be relying on that.
So how far, I can tell you I'm very ignorant in the world of drones, how far can a drone fly from its home base? Or is there no home base?
So I think there's two definitions to that.
Yeah.
If you're saying distance-wise is like to leave and then return,
yeah,
or distance-wise and like I'm going to run this thing out of battery. That's kind of like what I was
right,
because you can operate you can operate a drone with LTE service. So as long as you have that connection, maintain that connection, that drone's going to keep flying. And you still have battery life. So it depends on the drone, the platform that you're using to really specify like how far.
But usually when they're used in the patrol cars, they're relatively close to the patrol car? Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like they're flying here with the patrol cars in Chula Vista where this drone's now going to Escondido. That's not going to work.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Most of the time it's going to be within Wi-Fi range,
right,
radio frequency range.
Okay, right. I got this. I think it's really exciting. So I'm going to put you on the spot here since you are our local expert on this. Where do you think drone technology is going? Bigger drones, obviously more sophisticated drones and so forth. And how more expansive do you see it being in the Sheriff's Department? You have, 48 working now or something like that. Do you see it going into the hundreds?
Oh, for us, like how many platforms we're going to have?
Yeah,
I think we'll grow. But for the industry and like where it's going, think about this. You're probably gonna a taxi cab's gonna be unmanned aircraft. Be operated somewhere else, and you're just gonna hop in and be flown somewhere. That's how I see the future of UAS.
Yeah, you're too young for the Jetsons, aren't you?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, but pretty much that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Brandon Joe, our producer, is going to have to Google Jetsons, for God's sake. That's right, exactly. In this area. Well, what very exciting for you. I know you love this. You're passionate about it. It's going to be, quite exciting to see where this thing goes and where it's expanding in this country. And do you have any stats where, because we've implemented this drone technology, we have helped solve these crimes, or stop this thing going on? Is there any stats on that shows the effectiveness of it?
Our stats, I know that we've flown probably since 2020, about 1,500 missions, which is roughly about 3,500 flights.
Right.
For all kinds of missions. So to pinpoint, how many, it's done, solved, or
right.
XYZ, it's kind of hard to really give you an answer on that.
Well, obviously, it's doing something, or else we wouldn't be using it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's doing all kinds of
the
things.
results are there besides just flying it up in the air. No, I think that's terrific. Well, what else can we do, our listeners do, to help support what you do, and maybe boost up the drone business with the sheriffs? What can we do to support you? Put a good word to Sheriff Martinez on this.
Yeah, put a good word in. Just support UAS.
Yeah. No, well, listen. I mean, it's here. Whether you like AI, it's here. So and it's here for very, very good reasons on this. Well, thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you sharing this information. I'm sure maybe the next time we have you back on, it'll be Drew. Remember we talked about it? We had 46 drones. We're up to 95 here, and so it's getting bigger and even more used. So thank you for your service, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Tyler Muzic, the Unmanned Air Systems Coordinator for the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, just doing great things for people who live in our region. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.